Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 367. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Deuces.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners and viewers, to episode 367 of the Moviecast. We are about pre-Halloween. I mean, by the time you hear this, the next podcast, it will be Halloween. So, happy Halloween to those that are listening.
Yay.
Hope you pick some good costumes. Hope you listen to our movie cast.
Yeah, watch some movies.
So, yeah, just to address that real quick, because we heard some controversy last week about our picks. Jaws being on the horror movie list is, I guess, very controversial. However, I have now looked at Screen Rant, Rotten Tomatoes, and IGN, which are pretty big sites. Love them or hate them. Pretty big sites. All of them have them ranked in their top 100 movies, and IGN has them ranked number 7, Jaws.
Yeah.
Well, for horror scary films, right?
Yes.
Specifically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's horror films, but yes. Mm-hmm. So it is a horror movie for those listening that have questioned us on that pick. I didn't pick it personally, but I understand the pick. That's why I didn't argue it, you know? But, so, I think our list was pretty good. I think we, put together the names properly. I think we, accumulated a pretty solid list. I don't know. I liked it. So, all right. Let's get into the box office real quick and talk about the failure that is Geostorm. Tyler Perry beat out Geostorm at 21
Tyler
points.
Perry is like a Geostorm of his own. He just keeps making movies that make money.
It's pretty much a guaranteed 20 to 30, 40 million every time his name is on something.
And he loves to release these Halloween movies. I mean, this is Boo 2, but I feel like every year we get a Halloween movie from Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
So
you get a movie every
some sort of holiday.
Every holiday, yeah. He's the holiday guy. 21.7 million opening or second week?
For who?
Tyler Perry. That's got to be opening, right?
I think it is opening.
Please tell me that's opening.
Yeah, we didn't do the box office last week, did we?
No, we didn't. That's why I completely missed it. And they changed the layout on Rotten Tomatoes, so I can't tell if it's opening week. I know that Geostorm opened at 13.3 million. Believe it or not, that's below budget.
I think the first time I heard of Geostorm was today.
Okay.
I didn't even know about the movie.
I've seen a lot of commercials on TV for it. Actually,
I've seen a little bit.
Actually, it was a lot of when you're streaming things on Hulu and not Hulu, any of the apps like Animal
I haven't
Planet.
seen any.
I've watched a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them.
There was actually big billboards and stuff at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
Comic-Con.
that's true.
We saw that.
Yeah. So it's a failure. It opened at 13.3 million.
Is it the day after tomorrow?
That's what it looks like. So
yeah. And so the idea here is somebody controls satellites that control the weather, and then the wrong person gets in control of those satellites.
Oh god, that's this movie?
That's this movie.
Wow.
Is it that the wrong person does it, or that they messed with stuff and that caused things they didn't understand?
I'm looking at what I saw in the trailer. I'm not going to read anything
It's
on the
making
movie.
me yawn already.
Really don't
Oh
care.
my
Yeah.
god.
But yeah, it looks pretty bad. I'm pretty glad that this failed.
Who's in this?
Isn't the guy from
Gerard Butler?
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Isn't the guy from
300?
Well, I was gonna say 300 or that's probably his most known. Yeah, Gerard Butler.
One and only good movie.
Daniel Wu. I don't know.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day at number 3, Blade Runner at 4, and Only the Brave at 5. You know what's funny about Blade Runner is I actually been going to physical therapy, and my physical therapist is a big science fiction fan. So he's a huge Blade Runner fan, and he was like, "Why is it?" And when he found out that I talk about this constantly, this is what we do on Tuesdays, I'm I told him. So now he's always talking to me about this stuff, and he's like, "So why do you think that Blade Runner opened so poorly?" I'm like, "Well, if you look at sci-fi movies, they have a history of just opening poorly, right? And then you take this year that is also box office down. Is
it?
Not really.
Most movies are except for 3. Most movies are down in the box office. So there are a few that are bringing it back to even, and they're huge. They're huge movies, which is great. But I told them that's kind of why you have not a failure, but a not good showing from Blade Runner 2049.
Well, again, the first Blade Runner also did poorly, and
very good cult following though.
it's a cult following, but how many of those people are the same people who are going out to movies opening weekend?
Yeah, not many.
And also, it's a old movie now. The people who were big Blade Runner fans now, they may not be wanting to go out that much anymore.
That's true. It's true. So yeah, I don't know. That's your box office. Not really much opening, except for Jigsaw this week. That's the reboot of Saw.
It's Halloweeny, I suppose.
How is it not scored yet? I'm looking at this. There's no score yet. That's not.
I saw a trailer for that.
That movie doesn't need a score. I mean, let's be real.
It'll draw. Yeah, it'll draw what it needs.
People are gonna go see it regardless.
Yeah.
Right. The people that are going to go see that are going to see it.
You know what's funny is I mean, I'm not a big horror film fan, and my girlfriend's not either. And then she wanted to see Saw though, the Jigsaw, because she's a Saw fan.
She wanted to see Saw.
Yeah, I see Saw, didn't so Jigsaw. At least they call it Jigsaw, so I can say that now. So
Seesaw Jigsaw.
Yeah, so we might go see that, but we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was like a poem.
We'll see Saw of that sea. It's a haiku. All right. Let's get into movie news. Talk about Justice League. News came out last week about the runtime of it. Shortest DCEU movie yet, at 2 hours and 1 minute.
Cool.
Man,
Many can think that that's streamlined and good, or you could say bad. I don't know.
I don't think the length of a movie is going to make it good or bad.
No, it can.
Here's
It
the thing.
definitely can.
Let me bring up a point. It's not even initial watch of the movie to make it bad, but it's replayability, just the longevity of a movie. If it's 3 hours, it's not getting rewatched. Look at Batman versus Superman. I mean,
you are so concerned with his rewatchability with these movies.
That's how you have legs, Mike.
No, it's not. It's getting the other people on board.
No, I think it's more about rewatching and.
Well, there's part of that, because I mean, if you take a look, summer movies typically tend to be shorter because that way they can screen more of them during a day.
Sure, but the other thing is you and let's say we all go see Justice League, and it's fantastic. I'm going to invite other people to go with me to see it again. However, if it's 3 hours long, I may not go to the movies to see it again.
Nice.
2 hours.
It didn't hurt Titanic, which was crazy. I don't understand how that did what it did, but
sure, that
was a cultural phenomenon, though.
I just feel like
that's the exception, not the rule.
Even The Dark Knight, guys. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. That's a great movie.
Every time.
But I can bring it up right now because I can rewatch other movies more than Dark Knight because it's so long.
Well, when I
don't think 2 hours is long enough for this movie.
2 hours.
You might be right. I'm just defending the fact that it's 2 hours.
There's a lot going on in it, but at least
it's you gotta introduce us to Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman.
And bring back Superman.
In 2 hours? That ain't happening.
Here's the thing.
Plus introduce a brand new villain that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a. I'm worried we're not going to give a coherent story because I think these guys.
Oh, you're worried about that now?
Well, no, I'm more worried about it now. But I think that it's more based on these guys are going to just show up and we're not getting much story with them.
I think that's going to be pretty much hey, you guys already got introduced to them in the last thing with that computer file that people found, so you know who these characters are. So here we go. We're just going to go. And it's going to be a quick 10-minute montage of them being recruited, and that's it.
The thing that DC does have for it is the masses do know Aquaman. They know all of these. Even people who don't know comic books.
Yeah, but I mean you could say the same thing. People know Captain America and they knew Hulk and Iron Man and stuff like that.
Marvel did it differently. I think DC's
the difference was they had those movies before to build that up.
DC's gamble is,
I know, that's my point.
DC's gamble is let's just introduce our characters that everybody knows and then do the origins afterwards. That's their gamble. They're doing the opposite.
It's the reverse of what. Yeah, it's the reverse.
Some would say it's the reverse.
Yeah.
Now, I think 2 hours though, could be a decent amount of time, but I'd be more worried if it was a 90-minute movie, one of those hour and a half things.
I don't think you'd get 90 minutes. I mean, what's the shortest of any of the Marvel or DC movies at this point?
I think Thor Ragnarok's going to be the shortest. Actually.
Well, let me tell you, not to go back to one of my favorite topics, but X3, the worst part about that, when I saw that it was only about 90 minutes, I'm like, uh-oh, this is going to be bad.
The worst part, the whole thing.
No, that's part of the problem because they couldn't do
really?
like any character building in that movie because it was real short. It was real rushed. And that's I think where all of its problems really
Well, I mean,
stem.
you get all these major deaths happening off screen too from characters, which.
There's one character that was off screen.
Well, in any case, I think 2 hours is. It couldn't be shorter than 2 hours. It has to be at least 2 hours.
Yeah,
so we'll find out. We'll see in a few weeks, but
I feel like there's going to be a lot
I'm
of
not
cuts
too
of this
concerned because it's going to be. I mean, I have more faith in it being a more coherent film now with Josh Whedon editing it stuff, but because like Snyder just puts so many stupid scenes in his movies that just don't need to be there. Like,
well,
he
that's what he
bloats
did
them
cut
too
down.
much.
You got to feel like he did cut quite a bit, so we'll see.
Hopefully, all the dream sequences are out of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I heard there's going to actually be a link in this movie with, Steppenwolf and Darkseid.
Oh, I mean, in theory, you want to sort of set up for a future with Darkseid being the real big bad.
Isn't I thought Darkseid was Steppenwolf's kid or something, like in some storyline.
Brother or Steppenwolf is his cousin or some weird.
I don't know
like,
anything
nephew?
about Steppenwolf, and I also remember
I just think of the band Steppenwolf.
I just that's all I'm thinking of too. It's just
Yeah, and I also remember the reports that like the actor like had nothing to do with like any of the other actors because like
Probably he
his
was on the
character's
green screen the whole time.
just like all CGI, so that's not encouraging. But
yeah.
I think he's going to be a pretty shitty villain, is what I'm saying. And the DCU has had shitty villains so far.
Most of the villains in all these movies have been pretty like inadequate as far as
Supposedly
being a
there's
threat.
this leak script of Justice League, I think floating around Reddit or whatever.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I glanced at it and I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean,
I'm gonna stay.
Surprised you went that far. Jeez.
I'm gonna go see it on. I'm not even gonna see it opening day because we're gonna be at PAX Unplugged. So I'll be. We'll be seeing it on Sunday. If anybody wants to go, guys.
Oh, yeah, I'll go for sure, and I can wait a
I'll
few
be-
days. I'll survive.
That's what I said. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good waiting.
I thought you had a bowling tournament on Sunday.
After that, it's a very active day.
It's a full
Okay.
day.
So my bowling tournament's at 3. I can make a 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock movie.
If we'll see. Maybe I might
Gotta
be
just
working.
get knocked out early, Jim.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm just gonna knock it. If I throw one ball every game, every frame, then I'm fine. And
There you go.
a 900 series. So, all right. Let's see. The Walking Dead premiered last week, episode 100, which is a major pinnacle
Milestone.
it's a milestone for a lot of people.
It's a milestone for most series that do like 22 episodes a season. For ones that do 13, it's even bigger,
Yeah.
really.
And it premiered to the lowest rating.
I mean, the
since season
biggest
3.
thing about it used to be a huge thing for television because that's how you got into syndication. Is you got to 100 episodes, you get into syndication. That's where all the money is because it just keeps getting rerun over and over again, and you
now
need to hit that 100 episode
Yeah.
mark. So it was a big milestone for TV shows, and yeah, like you said, 13 episode seasons to get there. That's crazy.
Wait, it was the lowest debut of the series?
since season 3.
Since season 3.
11 million viewers, 11.4.
I mean, it's
Last
still
year,
a lot.
in comparison,
I heard it was a
17
shit show too. Like people
Yeah.
just they said like the
I
show
wanna
should have
hear
been
what-
over in 15 minutes in.
I want to hear the drop off after that episode because I've heard it's shit, and I'm like, I'm so happy I chose not to watch this show.
I kind of heard that it was good, but I didn't
Nope.
look at it.
There are fans that I
All right,
know
I'm just
of the
gonna
show.
spoil one part of it because I didn't even see it. This is just what I've heard on the internet, and it's basically, all you need to do is kill Negan, right? This whole time, just kill Negan. That's all you need to
not
do.
gonna happen.
Well,
If
no,
you're
of course not,
expecting that
because-
to happen, like
Well, that's
at
what
all,
the point
at
of the
all.
show is that they have the opportunity to do it, and then Rick says, "Shoot out the glass" instead of "shoot Negan," and so they shoot the glass instead. And that's like everybody's like, "This show should have been over 45 minutes ago because all they need to do is shoot Negan instead of shooting the glass." So that's why I'm not watching the show. Is because it's just they don't have anywhere to go right now.
It's become a
It's written out for them.
it's become a
downward trending.
downward
I
trend.
know
Yes,
for sure.
it's
For sure
not
it
long.
is, but
It will not make season 7. It will not make 10. It will not
this
make 10.
is season 8. I think it might get
Eight.
to 10.
This is 8. Maybe
I think
10
it'll
is
get
it.
like 210, and that
maybe 10
that
is
might
it
be
then.
it.
Yeah, I thought this was 7, so I thought 9 would be it, but I think 10 might be it then. Yeah. So so lowest premiere 11.4 compared to last year's 17.3 was
That's
last
a
year's.
huge drop. Holy shit.
Yeah, so AMC
Yeah.
must be like.
See?
So,
Probably looking for the next Walking Dead right now.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they have been.
Well,
I
now
mean,
they're talking about trying
they've had
to
other
merge.
Fear
shows.
the Walking Dead.
Now they're trying to merge Fear the Walking Dead with The Walking Dead, so that's their new idea.
I can't imagine anyone is still even watching Fear the Walking Dead. Like, I don't know what its numbers are, but
I'm surprised they
pretty
haven't
bad.
taken like the Telltale series stuff and just started using that.
And they're possibly. I mean, yeah, it's not.
If Clementine shows up on the show, no.
even
Dude,
the
that's what I
Telltale
mean, like,
series
that's-
is downward trending.
Listen, if Clementine shows up on the show,
Dude, they should
I
just
might
do
watch
Wolf Among Us, man. That would be amazing.
oh my god, yes, that would be awesome.
AMC's The Wolf Among Us.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
How's it? What?
How's that gonna?
I'll do at least
Work out
season 1 I'd
visually.
watch.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see what else we have. This was cool. I had to put this news on here. Like, this has nothing to do with our podcast ever, like, at all, except for Michael Bay. Michael Bay is attached to the Dora the Explorer live-action movie featuring like Muppets and a live-action actress to play
What?
Dora.
He's gonna produce it a la Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style.
It's still
That's
not
how
an
it's-
action movie. Like, Turtles was still an action movie where you're like,
You don't know this, Jim.
And how is
Dora the Explorer, man. She
how
could
is he gonna
explore in your
stand
face with
the
a freaking
Muppets
shotgun?
with-
how
And-
can he
and
not
not
have
just
explosions
CGI
every
them.
5 seconds?
She'll visit a volcano.
Jesus. I don't know.
It's so
I thought it was
ridiculous.
crazy news when I read that today. I thought it was
It's
just
pretty
crazy.
funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Keeping up with Mike's and my bet about Last Jedi outpacing Force Awakens when all said and done, it's not tracking to open better, at least. Now, however, I will say it is tracking for 214 million right now,
Which means it'll be about 200 in reality.
or higher. Because let's go with
No.
the next news. Time together.
These
Time
have
together.
never gone higher.
Let's
All
go-
these Disney projections have been lower
whoa.
than what they've done
I'm-
recently.
I'm going to talk about Thor right now,
Mhm.
which
Yeah, I know
Thor
it.
was not tracking for over 100 million, and now it is.
And we'll see what it really is once it comes out.
I bet
I'll
you it
definitely
breaks.
do 100.
Do you want to bet, Mike, that Thor breaks 100 million? Because I will bet it without a doubt right now. I will do it.
I'll jump in on that one.
Well, I'm not
As
talking
in,
about.
Nah.
well, you're on
He
the
won't
same
double
side,
up.
though.
He won't double up. If we would just
I'm
do a
not,
single
I'm not
bet,
going to do it.
because it's gonna
No,
break
'cause
100 million. It's gonna.
I
do
mean, I
like,
believe
think
it
do-
will break 100
Yeah, I
million,
think
but
it
I
goes
will
like
bet
105
against
to
it, Jim.
110.
I'll just whatever. Let's do
You're
it,
on.
Jim.
You're on, Corey.
I can't
Corey and I have
double
a
up.
bet.
But why not?
I'm gonna write this one
let's
down
Have
in
some
Slack.
fun. We'll do something. Gotta have some fun here, guys.
I think it'll be
I
right
think it-
around there, but I don't know. I
It's got
wouldn't be
Hulk in it.
surprised if it was in the 90s.
Planet Hulk, man, it better break 100 million. That's all I'm saying. Get that Planet Hulk. I want to see some World War Hulk.
Yeah, it's in Slack.
Although with
Do
the
bets.
humans the way they are, that
that
fuck
show
that,
is now
it's
at
never
the
happening.
series low at episode 5.
I haven't watched anything.
I haven't
so-
either. I don't want to watch that garbage. Come on. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, we talked about Thor. That actually it for the movie news. So let's get into what we've been up to, because now it's been like 2 weeks because we did the we didn't talk about last week what we've been up to. So got to think back. Now, Tony, I'll refresh your memory here. You watched Voltron.
Yes, I did.
So let's talk.
Did you watch it?
Of course. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's the shortest season yet, which sucks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Great
I mean,
ending.
I
like it.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It's really hard because you could definitely tell that they intentionally cut one season to give us 2 seasons.
Sure.
Because just as soon as things get going, you're just like, that's it.
But I feel
You're-
like
you're
they
over.
should start doing. Doesn't like the UK? They do the same thing. Like they do like it's mostly like parts. So like British shows are usually 6
Well,
episodes.
the difference I think with those, they have complete storylines. though.
Okay.
Just they're short, but they're still complete storylines. Like Sherlock Holmes, you felt like things finished
Sure.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the most
they are
part,
meant to
except
be
for like the
short
cliffhanger for the next thing. But
It was just weird because they
what was
build
it,
up
6 or 7 episodes?
Yeah,
was 6.
6, I think.
episodes, which made 13.
You're right. So they established, in season 3, certain things, and then all that gets like undone at the beginning of the season. You're like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess we changed the status quo for a little bit, and then things are back to normal. So it's a little disjarring. really would like to see a solid plan. One actually interesting thing I found out was one of the characters they intended to write out of the show for a while. They're like, yeah, we don't want this character on the show for a little bit. And the executives are like, no, this character sells toys. You need to put him back in.
Shiro?
And it's like, I was trying to be vague, but, you know.
I'm trying to think of who it is. I don't know. I'm just saying names.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean, it's...
It could be Keith. It could be Shiro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. Is all I'm
I
doing.
have to get to season 3 still.
Yeah, so... we'll see. It's interesting. But, I mean,
I think that
sales are good.
I like what
numbers
they
are
did in the
good.
season to stay vague. Yeah, numbers are good. Sales and like, they're creating, like... You know what I'm shocked about is they didn't create, like... They didn't go the way of Power Rangers where they made new Zords. Like, they didn't make new... Like, new mechs. I really expected that for some reason this season. I expected something weird to happen.
I loved the parody episode, though. Or the goofy episode. Team Voltron or whatever.
Yeah, I think that the episode... Is that the episode with the cow?
Maybe at the beginning?
All I know is, like, we saw that in the Comic-Con.
In the clip, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, it was still funny in the show. It's just, like, it's amazing to watch, like, aliens... like meeting us and the humans, and then like seeing a cow who they think at this point is a sentient being who they can talk to, and then when like Lance goes to milk the cow, they're like, oh, they're like, what is he doing to this cow?
Right.
And you think like, what would an alien think about in this situation where somebody's milking a cow?
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But there are a lot of Power Ranger homages or references in that Team Voltron episode, which is pretty goofy. And gave off that Players of Ember Island vibe from Avatar, where it's just kind of like poking fun at each other.
I love that episode. It's probably my favorite like recap episode ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Honor. Oh my god. I
just love like their little props that they do.
Yeah, and like, my name is Tough because I'm tough.
That's exactly what I'd be like.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't look like you at all.
Yeah, it's good. But, yeah, no, it's a solid episode. Apparently going to have to wait a while for the next season. Probably not until second half of 2018. So, it's kind of a bummer, but,
yeah.
Whatever.
Anything else, Tony, you watched?
No.
All right. Mike?
So, I did try to watch Gifted, but it was on demand, and then I didn't have enough time, so I watched about the first 20 minutes of it.
I like that show. I like it. I've watched the first 3 episodes.
I'll see if I have some more time to like catch up. I'll try it. But I also saw the first episode of Flash this season. It was whatever.
So the first
Arrow
2. Yet?
I watched his first 2 episodes of Arrow.
So you get to watch the Bruce Wayne plug by name?
It was a super like pointless, gratuitous, even like just name drop.
They name drop Bruce Wayne.
Name drop.
Fully dropped him. They said Bruce Wayne from Gotham.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
How do they... What?
All I know is Gotham the show. Gotham the show on Twitter immediately responded going, last we checked, Bruce Wayne was in Gotham. They got angry. Like, they got angry on Twitter.
No. Because he said something along those lines, Oliver Queen. He's just like...
It's a complete rebuttal about them. Like, last time we checked, he's in Gotham. And they did hashtag their show.
No. Because he said... That's what...
Sounds like a plug for that show, actually.
Oliver Queen said... You know, it's like that might as well.
He gets outed. He gets like I don't even know what the plot is, but like he gets like caught being the Green Arrow.
There's a picture of him as like with his like thing off, as the Green Arrow that shows up, and he's like photos can be doctored, like that could be Bruce Wayne's head on that body. And last I checked, Bruce Wayne hasn't been hanging out here; he's still in Gotham. So that's what he said. So that's why I feel like they said something like that because.
Oh my god!
It's the same idea.
So he just the show just takes all the Batman villains and storylines and stuff. And
this brings into like question: will they introduce Batman into their show?
Nope.
It seems unlikely, but I mean, now you know that he's got to be in that universe somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second time they've name dropped him.
If he's in this universe and just hasn't done shit for what? How many seasons has the show been around now? 5?
He doesn't care about Star City.
It also could be very early. We don't know what era this is in. We don't know how old he is. We don't know.
He could be almost retired.
No, that's you guys had spin it. That's dumb. I'm sorry. That's extremely dumb.
No, it's not. Batman. What does Batman care about Star City? Batman doesn't care about anything outside of Gotham until Justice League stuff happens. But other than that, he never.
He doesn't care about the League of Assassins at all.
That's the thing.
If they come to Gotham, he does. Otherwise,
I just don't see it happening.
I don't.
All right, let me rephrase that. I see it happening. I don't see it working. But that's
okay. You think it's actually gonna? I don't necessarily think this means it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen either. But I thought it was a cool.
I just feel like the rules got a little loosened, and they're like, all right, let's say his name. That's all I really think that happened there. But we'll see. It'd be interesting. But if they
I'm still shocked Gotham's still around. That show just
It's not terrible. I watch it.
It's gotten pretty terrible.
No, it's not terrible. It started terrible. It got better. It got worse.
And then it got terrible. Yeah,
it got better.
I don't know. It went way too off the rails for me.
I'm fine with what it is now.
I haven't really watched it since.
Have they done anything worse than that Poison Ivy thing?
No, and I think it's far better than anything on CW.
That's not really saying much, then.
I know it's not, but it is better.
Arrow is okay right now. It's not great, but it's okay. I would say that right now.
All right.
It's better than it was that third season that killed us all off of it.
Fourth. I think it was fourth. I think I made.
No, I think
third.
it was.
Third was bad, but the fourth just was the
fourth.
Name
Yeah, the fourth was Damien Dark, right?
Yeah.
That was the Damien Dark season. What was the just Felicity relationship season though?
That was 4.
I thought that was the third.
I thought it was 4.
I thought that was the Damien Dark. I mean, Damien was the villain when that was all happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was 4.
Was it?
Was he finally out of island stories to tell?
Yes. No more flashbacks, although there was a final one in the premiere, really.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no flashbacks this episode.
Oh, man. It's crazy how times have changed and those shows are just shitty. But, I mean, they could turn it around. It's just too late for me. Oh.
Yeah. I think it was 4.
That's
Mike.
it.
I think it was 4. All right,
All
Corey,
right.
Corey, what have you been up to?
I did watch The Gifted, that third episode
Okay.
that we didn't get to talk about last week.
Did I watch that one?
No, the third one.
Yeah,
this is week 4 was yesterday.
Okay, so I watched the third.
This last week's episode, I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good one.
It was so tropey, like the most tropey of tropes ever.
The tropiest trope that ever.
They wanted to get more mutant powers into that episode, Corey. So it was like that was. Isn't that the one with the teleportations opening portals?
That was episode 2 when she gets sick.
Maybe I didn't see 3 then. Maybe I didn't see 3.
Episode 3 is like I said, it's so tropey. Like, all right, you have characters who are told not to do something, so what do? They do that, and they cause all these issues because of it. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's so stupid. Like, every character in this show is told not to do something specific, and they do exactly that thing, which screws everything up. So it was kind of like, oh man, I hope this isn't a sign of where this show is going, because it was a good first couple episodes. I give it that.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, not too much else. So.
All right. I mean, I can tie that in then, talking about people who should do everything they're not supposed to do and be responsible and follow through it. Alien Covenant. I watched that. It's a tale of two movies. I will say the first half of that movie was the most god-awful, unwatchable, probably terrible movie I've seen. And then the second half I really liked, actually. Quite a bit. Because it was very much Alien-style movie at that point.
Aliens or Alien?
Alien-style movie at that point. I liked that part of it. I thought it was really cool. I thought the animation of I thought it was actually the practical effects it looked like for the alien. And I thought that was a cool idea for this movie. So I did like the second half, but I felt like the first half was like the same thing as Prometheus. Like, why are these people making this stupid mistake again? Like, why are they doing this again? Like, this is just a stupid mistake. You know, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I understood Alien, the movie Alien, a distress beacon, they're responding. You know what I mean? This is like, yeah, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. So, not to give away the movie, it's not a terrible movie, Tony. It's not a terrible movie. It's not. Corey, you might actually enjoy this movie for the second half. if you can make it through the first half.
Where does this rank? Is it above or
third?
Third. Third.
Yeah, third.
Wow.
I'll rank it third without a doubt.
So you're just going Aliens, Covenant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aliens, and Alien Covenant. Let's get that correct. Not, so.
Yeah, Aliens, Covenant.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know.
I mean, you can't rank it. You're gonna put Resurrection and Aliens 3 over this thing? No chance. No chance.
I might actually.
No.
This did nothing at all.
It did a lot as it's a prequel, but it's far better than Prometheus was. It is better than Prometheus.
Well, I have to hope it is, because that was a
But they make the
shit.
same. There's a lot of stupid mistakes in this movie in the first half, and that's it's almost Prometheus-esque. But it's a prequel.
I just think it takes away from the mythos of the.
No,
the
I think it's
thing.
actually answering it, and I like.
I don't want it answered. I don't want it answered.
It's Origins. It's an Origins movie, and I like it.
All right.
Yeah, you like X-Men Origins, Wolverine Origins.
Wow, hell of a pull. Hell of a pull there, Tony. Hell of a pull.
Just saying.
Yeah. Well, so I watched that. I watched Spider-Man: Homecoming again, and that was a fantastic movie. A lot of fun. Even more fun the second time because you're laughing, you're ready for the jokes, you're ready for the quips. It's
yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah, even better the second time. Movie, TV show wise, not much. So can't really add to that, but that's about it. I think that's it, guys. I think that's gonna wrap up the movie cast. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for viewing. Write us
Subscribe.
Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook as well. And tune into the Gamecast coming up next. Thanks for viewing and listening. Zombear.
Zombear.
Dragon.